baby, I live this bike. Welcome back, Spicy Squad. If you don't know me already, I'm Lali. I ride a 2019 MT07 named Spicy Boy. I'm a lady moto vlogger. My goal on this channel is to create community and inspire more people to ride. So if that sounds like a good time to you, please consider subscribing and following me along for my adventures. Whoa, that was a cool bird. It was yellow and black. Okay, we're gonna stop right here because I wanted to do like a little walk around. No trespassing. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It is 6:42 p.m. We are officially trespassing. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, let me do a little walk around of Spicy Boy. This is him. Basically, if you've been watching my channel for long enough, you know that I've had Spicy Boy for about 2 years now. He's 2019. I think I got him in 2020 at some point. Not entirely sure exactly what month, but let's just say that this is a 2-year update. I've basically had him for 2 years. It's 2022 right now. He's a little bit dusty right now because I've been riding him, but yeah. So considering I still have the bike 2 years later, you can deduce from that I do like it, and that's very true. I love this bike. My previous history of motorcycles was I started off on a Ninja 250. You also saw me ride an R1 on this channel. And then I got Spicy Boy from somebody. As you can probably tell, he's not stock. So a lot of people have asked me before, like, how do you like the suspension? What do you think about the handlebars? And I can say that I don't really have a good opinion on that because there's not a lot of stock things on this bike anymore. So he's got the full headers, the Akrapovich exhaust. The suspension is redone. He has a K-Tech Razor or RVO shock. The Olin's Nix cartridge kit for the forks. And he is tuned for a 160-pound rider by Dave Moss or somebody, I don't know. Somebody that tuned suspension tuned him. Not for my weight class. He was tuned for the owner that had it before me. So for me, the suspension on this bike is stiff. I am not 160 pounds. I'm much lighter than that. Enough that it makes a considerable difference. So I can't tell you what the stock suspension on this bike is because I've never experienced the stock suspension. I've only had this very stiff track setup of a suspension. In fact, I didn't even actually take off the little zip ties here that you put them all the way down and then you see how like much fork travel you have. Anyways, yeah, so I can't speak too much about the suspension. I've heard other people complaining that the suspension is like too soft on the stock MT07s. I rode the 2021 model last year at a IMS outdoors show. I thought it was great. I don't know. Maybe they redid the suspension on that model or something because it felt fine to me. But I've also never gotten to ride like a stock MT07 that was not 2021. So like this model, 2020, 2019 or lower. So I don't actually know if the stock suspension would be too pogo. People describe it as like a pogo stick. Like it's just, I guess, too loose. I don't know. I'm not one to critique bikes, I guess, too much on the technical components. The way I think about riding is I get on the motorcycle, I ride the motorcycle, and I say, wow, I like this bike, or wow, I don't really like this bike. Like, how does it make you feel? Yeah, so it's not like how, so much about the technical aspects of the bike for me, it's how I feel when I get on there. Like, do I like riding this bike or do I not? It's that simple. And with Spicy Boy, I have enjoyed riding him. I also have the Woodcraft clip-ons here, so I don't have the stock handlebars. The stock handlebars are much higher up, so here maybe you can show you. This is kind of like the position I get, whereas the original ones are like up here. Your seating position ends up being like a lot more sporty. But anyways, let's get going because it's hot and I'm in full gear and, well, almost full gear. Got jeans on, but it is all right. All right, good. We only trespassed for 5 minutes, so hopefully they can forgive us. I spent like 20 minutes just trying to find a parking lot to pull into so I could do like a little walk around with Spicy Boy. Cows! I'm gonna try to remember. I did already make some initial reaction videos on getting this bike, so if you're interested in that playlist, like when I got him, when I named him, some of the very first videos that I filmed on Spicy Boy, I will link those down below, including the one where I named him. I remember in that video I complained that it seemed like the gas tank was so small, like I was running out of gas so quickly. I feel like that's still been the case. I feel like I go through gas way faster on this bike than I did on my Ninja 250, but it's not because the gas tank is smaller than on a Ninja 250. I think it's just that the bike's engine size is larger, so that's why you go through gas faster. Now that I haven't had a Ninja 250 for a while, I've kind of forgotten how long it takes to empty the tank. I know it takes longer than this because that was my initial impression, but I've kind of not noticed it as much now that I've been riding it for 2 years. Like I'm used to the however many days it takes me to fill up. I never actually measured how long you can go on one tank of gas. I'm not sure if that's relevant right now. I mean, gas prices are kind of crazy right now, but I will put my hand in my pocket for the motorcycle regardless. I'm saving money now by riding my sport bike. So heads up, if you're buying a sport bike for like gas efficiency, you better be buying like a Ninja 250, because anything higher than like a low cc sport bike is not going to be that efficient on gas. The other thing to like mind if you're thinking about buying a naked sport bike is the wind buffeting. Yeah, on a naked bike you're going to be getting wind noise and wind buffeting at higher speeds. I put a little windscreen on it, as you can see. It doesn't come stock with that either. That really didn't do anything. It just made the wind go from like hitting me here to like hitting me here. There's no difference. So be mindful of that if you're trying to use this bike to take it on long road trips that may not work out for you. Recently just did a 3-hour ride to my friend who lives in like South Jersey. I stopped twice along the way before I got to his house. So his house was the third stop. I stopped like every hour or so. One, because it was unbearably hot, but also two, because the suspension on this, like I said, is stiff. It's a naked bike. It's not like the most super comfortable bike to ride, especially with having the lowered Woodcraft clip-ons. So yeah, you can make this bike more sporty, you can make this bike more touring-y. In fact, if you want to make it an off-road adventure touring bike, you can do that too. Just check out Jake the Garden Snake's build. He literally turned an MT07 into an adventure bike. Crazy guy. He brought it down to get on MotoFest. I remember I was like, what the heck? I didn't know you could do this. So yeah, you can customize this bike more or less any way that you like. And I actually think there is a lady rider who took her, she has like another like more adventure-y type of setup on her MT07, but she's like riding it cross country, so it's possible. Oh, great. There's a car behind me. Now I can't just chill and talk. I have to ride. Ugh, how inconvenient for traffic. Woo! Oh, he sounds so good. Oh god, I highly recommend getting an aftermarket exhaust on the MT07 if you're gonna get it. Oh god, it sounds so good. So yeah, one of the reasons I've learned from like reading on forums is like listening to people talk that have this bike that were thinking about getting another bike like the MT09. They say, I don't want to get the MT09 because it doesn't sound as good. It's also, on that note, a pretty like nimble, flickable bike. It's not that heavy. It's not like the lightest sport bike, but it's really not heavy. So if you're thinking about getting another bike, going from something like the Ninja 250 like I did, and you want to go on like a 700cc, there you go. MT07. I think it's a perfect upgrade choice. If you've been looking into getting like a 700, like a middle class type of bike, and you've heard a lot of hype about the MT07, I think it's warranted. Like, it's an actually great motorcycle. Doesn't that sound good? I wanted to do that just to let you guys hear it a little bit more. Yeah, Akra exhaust on this bike, holy shit, what a amazing, heavenly combination. This bike gets talked about a lot for good reason. Like, I've seen so many videos on YouTube on the MT07, so don't just take my word for it. You know, I was considering a Z600, a Z800, or Z900, the MT07 or the MT09, and I basically had like X amount of dollars in the bank, and I was like, whenever a good deal on any of those bikes comes up, I'll buy it. And then this one came up. It was within my budget, and I got it. It had a lot of nice mods too on it, but now that I got this bike, I don't regret getting this bike as opposed to all the other choices that I had on my list. I've gotten to ride some of those other bikes in the meantime, and honestly, Spicy Boy is great. I don't know how else to like. There's a type of personality. I mean, everyone's bikes gets like a personality. I would describe Spicy Boy exactly as his name implies. A spicy boy. A spicy boy. He's got like a little bit of kick, but he's not gonna kill you if you treat him nice. I think this is a great bike for someone that's a level-headed, calm rider, calm and collected rider who wants to get a lot out of their bike and be able to push that bike to its limits. You can do that on the MT07. If you've been watching my channel, you know I'm not really like a hit it and quit it kind of girl when it comes to motorcycles. Like I said, I had the Ninja 250 for like 5 years before I sold it. Yeah, so I don't think this is like a one season kind of bike, but again, depends on who you are as a rider. I'm kind of curious though to hear in the comments from you guys what your second motorcycle was. If you were the kind of rider that like started off on a low cc bike and then like got something bigger, what was your second choice? I feel like a lot of people who would watch an MT07 review video would probably like to know also what a good upgrade choice is, because I feel like a lot of people buy 600s as a step up from their first motorcycles that they learn on. Exhibit A. But I'm not the only one. Wow, look how pretty that sunset is. Everything is green and nice and alive. Oh, I love days like this. Yeah, you guys, if I sounded excited 2 years ago about the MT07, I'm still excited about the MT07 now. And those are my owner's perspective thoughts on the bike so far. If there's any questions I didn't answer, please feel free to leave them down below. Maybe I'll make an updated video soon. Maybe I'll just answer them in the comments. Feel free to ask questions in the comments, by the way, and if you see somebody that has a question, be a kind soul and help them out. That's the point of being in a riding community. If you see somebody that has a question about this bike and you have this bike, or you know how to answer that question, please do so. I love it when my subscribers do that and help out my audience. Wow, this was this was an unexpected turn. I just could have sworn the road kept going forward. Good thing we are being smart and riding within our limits. Anyways, you guys, I hope you found this review helpful, and I will see my spicy squad in the next one.